All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. And today, I'm going to be doing my mock draft. And let's get on with it. So I had to hold this up because I didn't have that much time. But now that I do, since I don't have school tomorrow, and I'm going to be starting making more videos in general. So let's get this started with. First of all, the uh, the Jacksonville Jaguars are on this thing. All right, so they have the first pick. I'm going to make them draft Aidan Hutchinson with the first pick. It's the most obvious selection for them, as they are essentially, as he is essentially the best player of all of college football. Last season, he was one of the best edges in football, and probably one of the greatest prospects at that position I've ever seen. Seems like a no-brainer here. Then the Lions are the number 2 pick. They will select Kavon Thibodeau at the 2 pick. He was pretty solid. A little bit, he fell off a little bit compared to he was supposed to be the guaranteed number 1 pick. He's still the number 2 pick, not that much of a drop, but if you know what I mean. Thibodeau was essentially the most hyped prospect of this class. Will end up being second in the draft. And the Texans, interestingly, they need every single position in this draft. But the guy I have in mind is Ikem Ekonwu. He was a really solid tackle in high school. Protected North Carolina State's blind side at that position because, and speaking of North Carolina State, they had a really good season last year. They won their division. I think they won their division or finished second to Wake. Yeah, they finished second to Wake. My bad. But they still had a really. They would have played UCLA in a bowl game, but then it got canceled. So that abruptly ends their year. But now I'm going to see if a trade is possible. If not, I'm going to be. Okay. I thought I could change the team here, but I'm going to see if the trade is possible here. But hold on. So let's see if this is okay. I'm gonna do this and do that. It worked. So it worked. All right, because as you know, the rumors with the Deebo trade have filtered across the fast hours as he requested a trade from San Francisco. And here's actually a nice odds there. Here's requested from a trade from the San Francisco 49ers. I will make a video on that more specifically in detail in the coming days about in specifically the John Lynch's failures at the draft at the GM position this offseason. We'll be making more in that rather than why Deebo requested the trade. But now going back to this, the San Francisco 49ers on the clock with the 4th pick. I will select for them Ahmad Garner, as cornerback position was a need, especially for the 49ers after a cornerback drafted in reception would have taken us to the Super Bowl. But it is what it is. So Ahmad Garner, one of the greatest corners in all of college football. He played in the American, sure, but he was one of the fastest and has the greatest coverage too. Now I'll go to the Giants. So the Giants, I'll select for them. Oh, sorry, I thought that was a lot. Okay, never mind. Yes, there we go. So the Giants, based on needs, I will have them taking Evan Neal. I have them taking Evan Neal, a pretty solid tackle. He was really good for Alabama, and this is not really a huge. However, I don't think his needs are like that accurate, to be honest. In this, I think I would have them taking someone like Kyle Hamilton instead if it wasn't for this. But then again, the Texans said every position, so I don't think these are highly accurate. Then the Panthers, who they are highly favored to take Malik Willis, so that will be what's going to happen. Malik Willis. on the Malik Willis subject, I really do not like him. I don't think he will be a really good player, but it is what it is. So he's been overhyped the past couple of months. Similar to the Zach Wilson situation. So Wilson had a really good 2020. Meanwhile, Willis threw 3 interceptions in the loss to ULM. To Louisiana Monroe. Yes, Louisiana Monroe. So back on that subject, I still have Malik Willis going to the Panthers based on hype and not really much else. And, well, that's out of the position to get a quarterback. Then we are back at the Giants. We're back at the Giants again. So I may as well do my initial idea of drafting Hamilton for them. One of the best safeties, probably the best defensive player in this class. And then again, I really don't think these needs are accurate, so I'm not going to really be following them that much. It said here, I didn't follow them here, this every position, But, well, okay. We draft Kyle Hamilton. The Falcons are in a really interesting position right here with this pick. I'm going to have selecting George Karlaftis from Purdue. Really good edge for Purdue. On an unrelated subject, I used to do a bunch of memes with Purdue. But, well, he was a pretty good. He was in solid player in the Big Ten. Enough to get selected that high. The Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks now. I will actually make a realistic pick for them and have them taking Charles Cross because that offensive line is one of the NFL's worst. They are absolutely they have one of the worst lines. Russell Wilson had a run for his life, and he did really good at running for his life. He was one of the he was one of, at that. And, well, now we're back to San Francisco 49ers taking the wide receiver to replace Deebo. You have Garrett Wilson, who is the best receiver of this class. In general, Ohio State brings the 2 best receivers of this class, Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave. I personally prefer Jameson Williams, who's here, and I would have selected him if he wasn't injured, as I did not know until, I guess, today, a few hours ago. So, the football team. You have the football team. All right. I do that again. So you have the football team. All right. Center, we're going to have selecting your bombs and your time. I have them selecting. Let's go with Tyler Linderbaum. He was a really good center for Iowa. Probably not in the best spot considering that Iowa never had a real QB where he could give the ball to, even though you do that anyway, right? But he was a good center. He was a good center for the Iowa Hawkeyes. I didn't watch much tape of him, but he could certainly become the type of position player for the football team, kind of players such as Eric Fisher, the first pick of the draft. Yes, he was a tackle, but I mean, tackles as offensive linemen have been one of the most important positions of the NFL these past couple of years. The Vikings now, and I was selecting Travon Walker. I'm falling a little bit because I think he's a bit overrated, but the Vikings get some help defensively, and Vikings can get some help defensively, in my opinion. And the Vikings, they have a team to make the playoff, but they usually don't. They have a talented team enough to make the playoff, but they really usually don't. But maybe Travon Walker could be that defensive anchor for the team. Then I need every position Texas. We're gonna have them drafting. They're drafting Nakobe Dean, linebacker. He's a really good linebacker. Georgia had one of the scariest defenses in all the NFL. Yeah, one of the scariest defenses in all of the NFL. Really, that was a scary defense, and really, the credit to them for winning the national championship. He's really, really good player. Then I have the Baltimore Ravens selecting Derek Stingley. Stingley, I don't know why he's ranked the second player here, but he really didn't do much in college after that LSU season. He sat out in 2020. I'm not sure if he played. No, he likely sat out in 21 too. But like he hasn't done anything since 2019, so that's why I've been following. Not out of the first round though. He'll be drafted based on talents, pretty much. So Philadelphia, the Eagles are on the clock. Okay, so I've been drafting Devin Lloyd with this pick. I won't have them drafting wide receiver yet, but I have them drafting Devin Lloyd. I am a huge Pac-12 fan. Lloyd is one of the best players for Utah, one of the most consistent Pac-12 teams you've seen in recent memory. And well, he's a really good player. For the Utah defense, because Kyle Whittingham likes to use his defense well. One of the few defensive Pac-12 teams who actually tries playing defense in this division, but in the South Division of the conference. Well, moving on to the Saints, I have them drafting Drake London. He was a top wide receiver. He's a top wide receiver at USC. Yes, it's uncanny for me to talk about USC wide receiver, but I lost a bet, so now I have to do so. But he was a really good wide receiver for USC. He carried Keaton Slovis, if I have to say. He was one of the best quarterbacks. I mean, best wide receivers. Keaton Slovis, really solid quarterback for USC. Now that I said that by mistake. Well, the Chargers. I'm going to have them drafting Trent McDuffie. The defense is notably famous for allowing a 10-yard run, which prevented the tie that everyone and their mother wanted, except Steelers fans, who notably have 2 picks after mine. So, as I was saying, really, I was saying the Eagles. I was saying the Chargers defense is famous for that. But while Trent McDuffie could probably be that lockdown corner, they could probably lock that corner the Chargers need. He was a solid player for Washington. Washington didn't do that well last year, but he added production on otherwise lacking defense. Now to the Eagles, I'll have them selecting a wide receiver this time. Even so, they're going to have them selecting Chris Olave. The Falcons don't have that much. I mean, the Eagles, didn't have that much luck in drafting receivers. But Chris Olave is the second best receiver in this class behind Garrett Wilson. So I think they will take a risk again because they've already done that by the bunch of times now. Still, I'm going to have the Saints back on the picks. And since they already drafted Drake London, I'm going to pass on QBs and have Jameson Williams. Instead, have them selecting Jordan Davis. He one of the fastest defensive linemen in the draft. Really, one of the fastest defensive linemen in the draft. He broke a record, I think, and he was one of the most explosive defensive lines. He's better defending the run than pass, definitely, because against Alabama in the SEC championship, he didn't do well trying to get to Bryce Young at all. He didn't do well at all there, but Jordan Davis is still one of the top defensive linemen in this draft. Then the Steelers are going to end up selecting the other quarterback in this class. The only other one I have in the first round, I have Kenny Paquette. He's pretty solid. His name is a meme for Picked It. But while he was a really good quarterback last year, won the ACC, he had a fake slide that was really sick, even though now it's banned. But a really sick fake slide. That was really, really nice fake slide there by him. And so you have the was really good talent. His hands are small, but I think he can still get the job done. And then you have the Patriots in this part of the draft now. Right now, them drafting. What? No, on an unrelated note, why is Sam Howell so high? Well, okay. Let's see. The New England Patriots. You have the New England Patriots drafting. Actually, you know what? Why not? His injury won't drop him down that bad. Jameson Williams will be a first rounder at some point. He will not have that bad of a drop. And he will not have that bad of a drop as he will be playing for. He was one of the greatest receivers Alabama Crimson Tide, and even though he got injured, he should still be one of the great. He should still be considered one of the greatest college receivers last season, and could possibly a good NFL receiver too. Then the Green Bay Packers. I've been taking Tyler Smith. Need a tackle. Curiously, in that Packers 49ers game, take as a example. The line he couldn't do much. Rodgers couldn't do much on offense at all, and the line constantly got to him. I remember our defensive line was able to do a lot, and so were the whole defense, special teams in general. But especially because the Packers only got one touchdown out of a team that had Jimmy Garoppolo starting quarterback. That should say a lot about how the offense performed. So maybe a guy like Tyler Smith could improve the defense there. Then you have the Cardinals. Who are trying to deal with their own Kyler Murray situation. So they're trying to deal with their own Kyler Murray situation. I know this because I've seen it. So I'm going to have them taking Zion Johnson, another good guard. It says needs the need guard. So really good player, but I'm really not sure. I haven't seen much about Zion Johnson, to be honest, but if it's a need, I heard from a Cowboys fan that moving on to the Cowboys, and I heard from a Cowboys fan that they need a guard. That they need a left guard. Well, specific left guard. Doesn't give you specific specify for me. But until I get comment on this video, if I did wrong already, I'm going to have to select Kenyon Green because Zion Johnson just left off the board. So there's that for them, because I heard from a Cowboys fan who's my friend that said that they need a left guard, which is why they wouldn't select Trevor Penning. When I suggested them to select Trevor Penning, need offensive line, but they need left guard in particular. Then the Bills. The Bills are probably the most complete team in the NFL right now, and I think they can make the Super Bowl if they do not get stopped by the Chargers first. So I have the Bills taking Treylon Burks just to add another receiver to the already good core led by Stephon Diggs. The Tennessee Titans, they are in a limbo spot after Tannehill's collapse against the Cincinnati Bengals when they make the AFC Championship, and I know it right here. So the Tennessee Titans will select edge Jermaine Johnston. Good player, becomes something special, but I really haven't seen much of it. I really haven't seen much of the draft, to be honest, because I don't really have that much access to games. But I studied a little bit. I haven't done that much, but I know a little bit about positions and whatnot. So the Buccaneers now, I have them taking who I was going to mention earlier. Trevor Penning. Oh, it's not Trevon, it's Trevor Penning. That offensive line is really good from Northern Iowa, so that should say a lot. Even though he played weak competition, still a projected late first, early second round pick. So he's good. Well, I'm gonna have the Packers take, now that I did them early. Yes, I did them earlier. I'm gonna have them take their only underneath in this. I'm gonna have them taking wild card Sky Moore at the position. Hold on. Actually, let's just Sky Moore. I'm gonna have them take John Mechie. Well, it's between Moore and Mechie for me, but since he's ranked higher, I'm gonna have Sky Moore be that wild card player, kind of like the 49ers do with Deebo. Just have him, even though they have Aaron Jones already, you can just use him as a utility player and have him run the field to try to create another option for Aaron Rodgers in the offense. However, the Packers severely this position comes as a result of severely striking out on previous drafts, specifically Jordan Love. So the Kansas City Chiefs, after losing Tyreek Hill, I'm going to have them picking George Pickens, who was a decent wide receiver in college, but he was injured, I think. He was injured, so they get back-to-back picks. I didn't see that, so I'm gonna have to draft Andrew Booth Jr. with the other pick. Okay. Now the Bengals defending. They need offensive line. Definitely, whatever I'm doing here is going to be offensive line. So let's see offensive line. Where I think I took every single offensive line player I like this class. Oh well, Dylan Parham. I guess that'll do because they need centers. And well, the Lions to end the draft. So I'm gonna have them taking Matt Corral, even though he was injured in the Sugar Bowl. Could be a good player. Could be a good player. But well, that'll do for this stream. Even though it's probably gonna have a stream this, I can upload the video later. So thank you to everyone who watched, and I'll see y'all very soon. So let me go back and close out.